Hello students, welcome back to class. Today we're continuing our series about vegan-phobic people on TikTok. It appears that Ethan Trace has made yet another video trying hard to mask the cruelty that he engages in on the app and in real life. Now, Ethan Trace is suffering from a classic case of cognitive dissonance. Deep down he knows that paying for the rape, torture, enslavement, confinement, kidnapping, and murder of innocent animals is wrong. But to admit that would require being brave and taking a serious look in the mirror. So rather than doing that, what a decent man would do, instead he prefers to lash out at the messengers. Here at That Vegan Teachers School, we can spot these cowards, and although we are frustrated that they are continuing to promote so much harm towards animals, we also feel somewhat sorry for them, because they're so deep into their own narcissism that they often cannot even summon the courage to watch the important documentaries, which are essential learning in order to make the changes necessary to live as a moral man. Here at That Vegan Teachers School, we are against vegan phobia. Vegan phobia is like racism and homophobia. It's discrimination against vegan animal rights activists, just because they were born as people who care deeply about animals and never want to hurt them. We are against all forms of cruelty, all forms of discrimination. Racism, homophobia, those are just a few. Also xenophobia, ableism, ageism, the list goes on. We hold everyone accountable for their choices. Whether they have white skin, brown skin, or any other shade is irrelevant. Whether they are male, female, or intersex is irrelevant. Whether they are old, young, fat, thin, in a wheelchair, or an athlete in the Olympics is irrelevant. We expect everyone to speak out against animal cruelty, and if they do not, and in fact, they pay into it, we challenge them, no matter who they are. Coming up, you will hear Ethan try desperately to avoid looking in the mirror and lash out against animal rights activists, calling them every name in the book he can possibly come up with, just to avoid looking at what's on his plate, the murder of an innocent animal who begged for his or her life and never wanted to die.
Imagine being a racist, homophobic, xenophobic ableist who thinks they're a good person just because they don't eat meat.
It is a fact that animal rights activists are better than anyone else when it comes to the way that animals are treated in their realm. They defend the victims, others don't. This isn't up for debate. It's simply a fact. They try their hardest 3 times a day and with every other purchase to do the least harm, as opposed to somebody like Ethan Trace, who goes out of his way to do the most harm. Ethan Trace doesn't have the mental capacity or a big enough heart to be able to look at this diagram and point out what is odd about it, what is strange about it, what is speciesist about it. Can you? To be able to understand what is going on, one must have empathy, compassion, and critical thinking skills. Look closely. What do you see? What animal rights activists see is an ethical dilemma. While it is true that we do not want the cat to starve, we also know that the lives of all of the other individuals on the right deserve protection. We strive for an animal bill of rights. We strive for protection under the law for all of these animals. The animals on the right primarily eat plants, oats, carrots, grains, seeds, leaves. The animal on the left primarily eats other animals, but it doesn't have to be this way. Like many of you, and like many vegan animal rights activists, Ethan Trace has a cat. The question is this: which of these animals would you kill to feed this cat? And if you had the choice to kill none of them, wouldn't you choose that option? There are thousands and thousands of cats among us right now who are only eating vegan foods. Just the other day, I had a friend come over with her 2 cats. They've been vegan for several years. It is absolutely possible. Sometimes it's a little more tricky than when you have vegan dogs, but it is possible. And so we should strive for that solution as often as we can. The real issue is, what are you doing every day to make the lives better or worse for animals? You personally, and everyone who's listening, you can strive to be vegan. Be as vegan as possible. Don't buy leather, feathers, fur, wool, or silk. Don't hurt the animals. Don't steal from them their milk, their eggs, their honey, their bodies, their lives. We at That Vegan Teachers School believe in consent. Animals do not consent for you to steal from them, or to take their babies, or to take their lives.